This is the new ISUZU MU-X RS model year 2024 in Thailand. The RS model is the first ever here in the Thai market and the feedback has been positive. The RS is the special version and it is totally different in terms of appearance compared to the original model. So what is new for the RS? The first is the 360 surround camera. If you look at the steering wheel on the left hand side, you can press to see the camera on the screen here. This is the 360 surround camera. The display screen here is quite good, and if you press here, you can see many angles. For example here, below, at the top here, as well. So there are many angles that you can see or choose from. But if you go here, you can also look, you see? And if I go to the D here, there are many functions to choose from. Right now, I changed to the drive or the D here. And there are many angles to look from. This is from the front. This is a wider version. This is from the side. But this one is also cool, the 3D like I mentioned previously. And then here, this one is the transparent bonnet. This allows you to see pictures underneath the car. When I say pictures, because it doesn't have a camera underneath the car, but it processes the images based off the radars and sensors around the car, along with the cameras as well. So if you look here right now, underneath the car is pitch black because it will require some time to process the images like this. We have to start and accelerate a little bit, you see? And little by little, see, you see? Now you can see. This is very helpful indeed when you go off-road and stuff, especially because this is a 4x4. You see here, you see the puddle here? If we go through it, it will go underneath here as well, you see? The picture is quite clear. Yeah, the display system is quite good actually for this one. But if you accelerate further than 30 kilometers per hour, the screen will automatically shut down. In this case right now, I am barely accelerating, but if you look, I will go a little bit. You can look at the screen here. See, I can still go here because right now I'm at 17 kilometers per hour. But if I accelerate to around 28 to 29 kilometers per hour, see, it will cut automatically like this. And the second feature is the electric power steering wheel. This is the latest function for the new ISUZU MU-X RS version. But for the Thai model or for the Thai specification, if you want the electric power steering wheel, you can choose from two variants. The top model, the RS, and the Ultimate, which is below the RS variant. For the electric power steering wheel, overall, the feeling is quite different compared to the previous model. The main highlight or the main aspect is the weight of the steering wheel. Because this is the electric power steering wheel, I feel that you don't require that much energy to maneuver compared to the previous version. If you look at the previous version, when you start the car and you try to accelerate a little bit, you can clearly feel the weight of the steering wheel. It is quite heavy. And if you go for a long drive, it could be quite tiresome, whether you accelerate at a low speed or at a high speed regardless. But for the electric power steering wheel for this model, if I drive at a low speed especially, I can feel that it is not heavy at all. It is a complete contrast, you can say that as much. And if you drive at a higher speed, the weight of the steering wheel is still not that great. This will provide a more relaxed and comfortable drive. The main highlight for this version is the front grille. If you look at the design of the front grille here, it is totally different, like I said, compared to the original version. If you look here, the grille here is so big and is so large, but the main aspect here is the RS logo here. This will tell you that this is the RS model. This is exclusively for the RS model. As well as the front bumper, this is also the new design. The ISUZU logo here is also new if you compare it to the previous version. The previous version is much larger and much bigger compared to this one. This one is much slimmer and smaller. It has a premium feel to it. Also, the front lights is also the new design. It has an edgier and sharper appearance to it. The design for the alloy wheel is also new. This is exclusively for the RS model. Moreover, if you look at the center here, the ISUZU logo, it is surrounded or is circled by the lime or green design. This is the exclusive color for the RS version. Also, if you look at the side here, this indicates that this is the RS model because it has the logo here as well. The rear lights is the new design as well. If you look at the design here, it starts from one end and finishes to the other end, so it is quite long. This is its new design. And the ISUZU logo is new as well, like I mentioned previously, and the rear bumper is the new design as well. For the other exterior designs that are new, you can look at the piano black colors like the side mirrors and the roof. If you talk about the overall efficiency of this vehicle in terms of driving, if you have already experienced the ISUZU MU-X 3.0 liter engine, overall the feeling is the same, but the difference is the electric power steering wheel, because if you combine that, you can feel that although everything is the same, the feeling is quite new. If you look at the size of this vehicle, you can see that this car is quite heavy, but when you actually drive it, it doesn't seem that heavy. And this is all thanks to the electric power steering wheel. If you talk about the overall usage, the acceleration for this vehicle is quite decent. In terms of daily usage or daily activity, I think this car hits the point. But if you want like a more sports feel to it, you need a car that is super fast, or you want the fastest in this group, this vehicle could be considered as not the fastest. Okay, we are going to accelerate here from 0 kilometers per hour, and let's see how the feeling goes. 1, 2, 3. This is the 3.0 liter diesel engine. Okay, I reached about 120 kilometers per hour. This is not a race or a time measurement or anything, but just to see the overall feeling when you accelerate this vehicle. So for the 3.0 liter diesel engine, if you accelerate at a low speed or at a high speed, it requires a bit of time for the torque to kick in. But once you got that, the acceleration and the speed is quite good. So overall, if you drive at a controlled or stable speed, I think that this car will work perfectly fine, and it would not be that tiresome compared to driving at a variety of speeds. As for the interior design, the overall tone for the RS model has changed as well. If you look at the tone, it is in the theme of a darker or black version, and it is crossed with the lime or green design, whether it's on the dashboard, the side of the door, or the seats. Also, the red ambient light here is also cool. It crosses with the two colors that I mentioned here perfectly personally. And also, the entertainment screen is also new. There are also additional safety functions that are added into this vehicle, such as the lane keeping assist system, the traffic jam assist, emergency lane keeping, lane departure warning, lane departure prevention, rear cross traffic alert, and rear cross traffic brake. And last but not least, the exterior color is also new, but not this one. This one is the white original color, but there's the new color called Eiger Gray Opaque. The ISUZU MU-X has 4 variants to choose from. The first one is the Active, second one is the Elegant, the third one is the Ultimate, and the fourth one is the RS here, and the price range is different. The starting price is at 1.2 million Thai baht to the very highest price is at 1.8 million Thai baht. For each variant, the selection for the engines are also different, like I mentioned. The Active version, you can only choose from the 1.9 liter engine, but for the Elegant and the Ultimate, you can choose the 1.9 or the 3.0 liter engine. As for the RS version, you can choose the 3.0 liter version. That's the only engine that it has. And if you want the 4-wheel drive, you can only choose from the RS version, the top version only. The rest is only 2-wheel drives. If you talk about the overall function of this car, starting with the second row, it is quite spacious, and you can lean the back seat to sleep comfortably. And as for the third row, if you look at the first impression, it might look like you cannot sit there, but when I personally tried it, I think it's okay, but it's only for short distance travel only. But if you do like a long distance, I think it's not that convenient and comfortable. But if you allow kids or smaller person to sit there, I think it's quite okay. But be aware of the distance you travel as well, because it could be quite tiresome, whether it's an adult or kid. Besides the new function and features, if you combine it with the option that this car already has, I think the overall functions and features are quite complete. There are 3 colors to choose from: the white color here behind me, the black color, and the Eiger Gray Opaque, which is the new color. Personally, I like the white color here because it blends and mixes with the RS design perfectly. At first, I didn't think much of it, but when I look at the actual car in real life, I think, oh, the white color here is quite nice, but it depends. This is from my perspective. This is the overall walkthrough and review for the new ISUZU MU-X RS version. And I remind you that this is the specification for the Thai market. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment.